Hello and welcome to a special hay fever edition of Character Unlock. Myself and Brooks are suffering quite badly. I've literally just filled my face with Sudafed, so my nose shouldn't be so bad. Brooks, how are you?
I pretty much the same. Considering, I don't know, our summer's been and gone. You know, we had 2 days of sun, and now we've got hail. What the fuck?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just made my hay fever worse. It's brought all the fucking pollen back down to the ground. Go back into the sky, you bastards.
Yeah, it's like sitting in fog. It's awful. But yeah, the problem is I don't like taking antihistamine because they send me to sleep. The problem is they send me to sleep about 8 hours after I've taken them. So right about the point that the day is starting to wind down at work, I'm getting ready to fall asleep at my desk.
Just take another antihistamine, that'll wake you up.
Yeah, I have to fucking... Mate, at the moment it's not too bad, but once actual summer kicks in, if we get one, it takes 2 antihistamines just so I can breathe. And you're only supposed to fucking have one a day. Mate.
I only recently discovered that there was multiple different types of antihistamine. Because I've been taking whichever one my sister buys because she can't have one of them because it makes her drowsy.
Yeah.
And I've been taking them and eating them like fucking sweets. And it's not doing anything. So I might have to try and find a different one, hope that works.
Yeah, I've gone through most. Everything from like the big brands like Claritin and becuase or whatever it's fucking called.
Benadryl.
To like Tesco's own ones. And actually, my previous our previous boss actually recommended the Tesco one. He went, yeah, everything else makes me drowsy. This one doesn't. It doesn't make anybody drowsy. I took 2 of them and fell asleep in the office. I was like, mate, I think they make me drowsy.
Stop taking 2 of them.
So, yeah, I just kind of have to suffer with the fact that around 2 o'clock any day that I've had decent amounts of hay fever meds, I'm just double dosing on coffee as well. So now I'm falling asleep and pissing like a racehorse.
Need to start busting out those 5-hour energies that you can buy.
Absolutely.
Just get those shots of Red Bull.
Oh, God.
Or those espresso shots that you can buy in the can.
Oh, no. No, I'd rather shit in my hands and clap.
Those Lucozade tablets.
See, they're good.
You can only ever buy in like Poundland.
I stock up on those for all-nighters at the Prince Charles. You got like 6 films to watch, and it starts at 9 o'clock at night. You'll do anything to stay awake, and those Lucozade tabs work a treat. Yeah. Between that
That's
and
my favourite is a bag of Skittles and a bottle of store brand Red Bull.
Oh, God.
Mix them together, and that motherfucker will keep anyone awake. It will keep you awake and anyone near you at the same time.
Just this haze of E numbers coming out of your breath.
Everyone is awake forever.
So yeah, between the hay fever and this, mate, it's bizarre. I've got this really fucking insane like pain just in my gum under my front teeth. And it is...
No, don't do teeth. Stop it.
No, me neither. This is the problem. But it's not actually my teeth that hurt. What it is, where I've got... obviously, there are people that might listen that have never met me and don't know, but I've got like 2 metal studs in my face, like halfway between my bottom lip and my chin. And Nikita punched me in the face the other day. And literally, I ended up with just these 2 lumps of metal dug into my gum. And mate, I'm in fucking agony.
When she punched you in the face, did she do the cute ba la 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 la?
No, she didn't.
It was a fist bump to the face.
No, she didn't. She, bless her, she did apologise. She realised she'd hit me a bit too hard because we were wrestling at the time, so I can't tell her off. I did tell her off for punching me because I've never punched her in the face. I will now.
So, if you're old enough to give it, you're old enough to fucking take it.
Absolutely. Just a sharp elbow to the side of the head.
Go full Brock Lesnar.
So yeah, I'm fully prepared. I can't talk without it hurting or sniffling. So I'm definitely ready to podcast tonight, mate.
I tell you what, if you fall asleep during the episode, I'll wrap it up nicely and do the edit myself. How's that sound?
There you go. That's perfect.
So, news. Just because we say this so many times, we need to do it quickly, and then we just don't. But we're both dying, so we need to do this quickly.
Yeah.
Right. News. Everything's getting Battle Royale.
Yes, it is.
Everything.
Battle Royale for everybody.
It doesn't matter if your game is even remotely close to what could be considered a Battle Royale type game, you're getting Battle Royale now.
That's it, mate. I'm telling you, E3 this year is going to be the year of the Battle Royale. Everything is going to be talking about Battle Royale at E3, and it's going to drive me up the wall. I'm going to get so fucking snarky about it.
It's better than the enhanced, or Xbox One X enhanced. That's the one.
Yeah. Better on Xbox One X.
Yeah.
Better on Xbox One X with Battle Royale.
Battle Royale on Xbox One X better.
Yes, exactly.
Or better Royale.
With cheese.
With cheese. So, Black Ops 4 is not getting a campaign. So, that's a game me and Brooker no longer need to buy.
Yeah, I don't. This is it. We could just stop talking about Black Ops 4 now, because even as much as I fucking hated Black Ops 3, putting a campaign in it, I would have at least rented it. Now it doesn't even hit my radar for a fucking second.
Not interested. Straight up, just that's it. You've lost at least 2 customers that weren't probably bought the game but would have at least rented it. So you've lost 2 people from your numbers.
Yeah.
And however many other people play campaigns these days. Is there anyone left?
I think it is just you and me, mate.
I don't have the time to play copious amounts of multiplayer. I'm not that kind of gamer that I just stick to one game all the time.
I'm in a job where we get like random drug tests. I can't take the amount of cocaine necessary to keep up with the 12-year-olds that play these fucking games. I'm not allowed.
No, it's the Lucozade tablets, mate. That's the ones that you need to be taking. They're much better than fucking coke.
I crumble them up and snort them as well.
So yeah, no campaign, Battle Royale mode, all multiplayer. Hints of Modern Warfare 2 coming, which is going to be just the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer as part of the whatever stupid special edition Black Ops is. But no Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer is also part of the same rumour.
This is what I mean. I don't understand this at all now. So now they removed the campaign from Black Ops 4, and they removed the multiplayer from Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, or whatever they call it. What the actual fuck?
The thing is that, okay, so they don't need to worry about writing a story for Black Ops. And they don't need to worry about writing a story for Modern Warfare 2. But Modern Warfare 2 was not the best campaign. The multiplayer was phenomenal and was probably the most popular one.
Yeah.
Do you think they learnt the lesson from Modern Warfare 1 and the Infinity Warfare? Whatever the fuck.
When you say learnt a lesson, do you mean instead of actually listening to what people wanted, fucking people over even more?
Yeah. They saw that people weren't playing the multiplayer for Infinite Warfare, and they were just playing Modern Warfare 1's multiplayer, so they're just going to release no multiplayer for Modern Warfare 2 instead.
I don't see... If we're going to do that, and I do mean this honestly, if we're going to play that kind of game, why not just release Modern Warfare 2 this year?
Yeah.
Just release Modern Warfare 2 Remastered with its multiplayer, without its fucking microtransactions. Acti Blizzard, you cunts. Not that it really means that much to me, I won't be playing it, but I don't understand... Well, no, I do understand. Money is the answer to all of these questions, but I just don't get the logic that leads you to that kind of release schedule. Because the best thing is that the guys that are making Call of Duty Black Ops 4, is it Treyarch are making it? I guess it's Treyarch.
Yeah, probably Treyarch.
Because they made the others, didn't they?
Yeah.
They said that Battle Royale mode may not be ready in time for launch. And they've also said that if it is ready, or when it's ready, it possibly won't be 100 players like every other Battle Royale game is going to be.
It's going to be like the typical Call of Duty 12-player Battle Royale. So it's just free-for-all mode.
It's just King of the Hill. What's the point?
Call of Duty maps aren't big.
To be fair, I mean, it's not difficult to make a bigger map like that.
Just a big open map.
Yeah. I don't... Of all the issues there are in this logic, I don't think the size of the map is that big of a problem.
Just make the map be the same as all of the maps that are available and just sew them together.
But you know what? I kind of hope they do well.
Yeah.
I kind of hope they do Battle Royale well. I don't care about the rest of the game. As we've already said, we're not going to fucking play it. But the first AAA company to do Battle Royale well will make a fucking killing. And they will pretty much destroy PUBG.
Yeah. PUBG is not great on console. The PC variant is apparently infinitely times better, according to my one friend who plays the PC version and plays PC games just in general, like consistently.
Yeah.
The only reason he comes on his Xbox is to play GTA.
Fair enough.
And I'm pretty sure the only reason he does that is because he can't transfer his character from Xbox to PC, otherwise he would.
Yeah.
But so PUBG is amazing on PC, according to this one guy.
Yeah.
And the Xbox version is fucking awful.
Yeah.
Now, I agree, the Xbox version is pretty fucking terrible. You know how bad your game is when it plays better on OG Xbox Ones and
Yeah.
worse on S's and X's.
The problem with PUBG actually is it doesn't, the look of it doesn't appeal to me, like at all. It just looks like an early access game. I understand it is an early access game, but because it looks like an early access game, I don't particularly want to play it. I tell you what I want to play, and what I enjoyed playing when I did play it was Fortnite, because Fortnite looks different. Fortnite has got some personality to it. You know, you stick PUBG in front of me, just some random gameplay of a dude running around a field hoping to find one of the other 99 people on the screen, I wouldn't be able to pick it out from a lineup. Fortnite looks like Fortnite.
Yeah.
And it looks like fun. And I know people are going to disagree. I know, people are going to tell me I'm wrong. Fine. I don't get it. I don't understand the love for PUBG, and I do genuinely think that the first company, be it Call of Duty or somebody else, to make decent AAA Battle Royale that isn't loaded with ways to rip money from your wallet, I think PUBG will disappear.
Yeah.
Apart from the hardcore fans that play it, but they will go into the same category as the people that still play Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
You'll just never get them off of that, and that's fine.
PUBG to Fortnite's an interesting battle because it's similar to the Overwatch versus the, I want to say THQ game.
Battleborn.
That's the one.
Was Gearbox.
Yeah. That was an apparent fight, and Overwatch tore Battleborn to shreds.
Yep.
PUBG to Fortnite seems to be a bit more of an interesting battle because Fortnite is better.
Fortnite feels more polished. And most importantly,
finished.
I don't have to pay to play Fortnite Battle Royale.
No.
That's a big seller for me all on its own. I don't have to, Battle Royale mode for Fortnite is free.
Yeah. So, further to Battle Royale, Battlefield is going to probably have a Battle Royale mode.
Now, if a company is going to do Battle Royale well, I hate to say it, mate, it might actually be EA.
Well, they already have their how fucking big servers, 6,400.
Well, this is it. EA won't do it well. DICE will do it well.
Yeah.
But yeah, they already have 64 player maps on console easily. It ain't that big a stretch
to double it.
To double it, but they don't have to go on for hours. They're one life games.
Yeah.
The only problem I see coming actually with this and with Call of Duty is that someone's going to go, all right, you have 100. Oh, our game's got fucking 200. I want no part of that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the first guy dying and having to spectate for 199 more kills. Fuck no.
Well, that's the beauty of it. When you play it, you'll probably end up with jump into a game. There's 200 of us. Get killed first. Quit and leave.
Yeah. That's pretty much what you have to do. Otherwise, you're going to be there for half an hour doing fuck all.
And waiting around for the next game to probably have the same thing happen again.
Yeah.
But it's there's a game. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's a racing game where you are playing it, and if you quit and leave, you then can't choose that car until the race finishes.
Okay.
You have to then, if you want to keep playing, you have to pick a different car to use because that car's still technically in that race.
That's kind of cool.
But you still get points for the finish, for when that race finishes. So it kind of works.
Cool.
I can't for the life of me remember what the fucking game is now, but I'm pretty sure it's a racing one.
It does sound like a good incentive to not rage quit.
Yeah. So yeah, Battle Royale for all.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not excited about Battle Royale at all. Like I say, I think it's going to be a lot of me getting angry about it when we do our E3 coverage in a couple of months. But
With no hay fever.
at 3 o'clock in the morning.
If I have hay fever, I'm just not doing it.
That's fair enough. I probably won't either.
Not staying up till fucking 4 in the morning, not able to breathe to watch any person tell me that Battle Royale is coming to every fucking game.
Yeah.
If Ubisoft released the crew, whatever the fuck number they have at the time with Battle Royale mode, I'll cry.
They're going to announce Watch Dogs 3 with Battle Royale mode. It's going to be amazing.
Assassin's Creed Battle Royale.
Yep. Oh, we're doing a new Splinter Cell as well. Splinter Cell Battle Royale. Spies versus Mercs Battle Royale mode.
The next Metal Gear, the Konami will jump out with a new Metal Gear Battle Royale.
Yeah.
So
Metal Gear Survive the Battle Royale.
Battle Royale edition.
Yeah. Yeah, E3 is going to be a laugh.
Speaking of Konami, this is something that won't interest you at all, and probably won't interest any of our listeners, but they actually dropped the UEFA license that they held for PES.
Yeah, I heard that yesterday. I don't know why I heard that yesterday.
Yeah. So the UEFA license is currently up for grabs. It's whether or not Sega go for it, or if EA go for it.
So do you think they dropped it, or do you think EA just went, how much are they paying you? It's 20 quid more.
Well, I'm also seeing rumours that Konami are dropping making games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In favour of something completely weird and left field, like
Pachinko machines.
That's the one. That's it. Literally just dropping all video games just for pachinko machines.
Metal Gear Solid pachinko machines. Woohoo. Yeah.
Apparently there's a big market in pachinko machines.
Apparently so. It's
big enough to just drop video gaming.
It's quite the running joke that Konami turn all of their IPs into pachinko machines. Fucking idiots. Yeah. Well, Metal Gear Survive kind of flopped, didn't it? In a big way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have anything left.
No.
PES.
No Metal Gear, no PES.
Metal Gear that they'd lost. They killed off everything Kojima.
Yeah. Oh well.
Maybe they are just not interested in video games anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily buy into the whole fuck Konami thing. But yeah, they have had some pretty dodgy practices the last few years. I won't be sad to see any of their franchises disappear. I don't think I play any of them. Well, they're saying that I will finally get to play Metal Gear Solid 5 next month because it's going free on Games for Gold.
Pretty sure it's already on Game Pass, just so you know.
Didn't know.
But Konami dropping PES means that EA now just have a monopoly over football games. So
Yeah.
there's nothing pushing them to make it better.
This has been the problem. Because EA haven't really called PES a competitor for a couple of years, have they? As much as they really have been. They've not been striving to beat them. They've just put out prettier grass every year.
Prettier graphs. They changed the engine twice in the space of 4 years.
Yeah.
And
I don't know, was the journey any good? Fair enough.
It's not. It's unrealistic by a long way. because you can come on as like a 60th minute sub, and your objectives are get 5 assists and score 2 goals.
Yeah.
That's just not gonna happen. It's not ice hockey.
No.
It's not basketball.
Fair. I did quite like the Madden one. I forgot what it was called now.
Long shot.
Long shot. That's the one.
When Madden goes free, like what NHL did recently, then yeah, I'll probably jump on that.
I came very close to buying Madden yesterday, which is completely fucking ridiculous, but it's in an EA sale on Xbox at the moment.
It'll be free next month.
Yeah, which is why I held off, because I rented it so I could play Long Shot before the Super Bowl. But yeah, I played Ultimate Team for a little while, refused to fucking buy anything. But the problem is now, I'm in a position where I need to spend the credit that is sat on my Xbox account before I play Madden, because if there's 50 quid worth of credit there and I play Madden, it will all go on MUT cards, and that will really piss me off.
Yeah, because you only play Madden for like a week.
This is it. I don't play Ultimate Team that much anymore, so what's the fucking point? But I will still do it in the hopes that I could get, I don't know, Gronkowski on my team.
Play NHL and then do the NHL Ultimate Team.
Is there an NHL Ultimate Team?
I think it's called HUT.
I know nothing about NHL.
No, neither do I. I couldn't tell you what's a good player, what's a bad player.
Are we on 18? Is it NHL 18?
Yep.
Is that one free on Madden now? On Madden?
Yes, it's free on Madden.
I might install that.
It's worth it. I've enjoyed it this last couple of days.
Cool.
It's a good pick up and play game. Just throw on some 3v3 and just knock the puck about. So I play the career mode for a little. Career mode. Just make yourself an ice hockey player. Play on the wing or center or whatever the fuck you feel like playing.
I don't know what any of that means.
That's exactly how it sounds, Brooks. Wing and center. Think of things that have wings
what's
and
a
centers.
Puck?
Yeah, I think I'm playing as a left winger, and that's about all I know about hockey. Is that you put the puck in the net, and it's easier to do it at certain times than others.
I know that the Stanley Cup is the most obtuse-looking fucking trophy I've ever seen in my life.
I now know that the Memorial Cup is a thing. Whatever the fuck. I don't know what it is, but I just know it's a thing.
I mean, this is awful podcasting, but at some point, like, just Google the Stanley Cup and have a look. It is the shittiest looking trophy, but it is so obtuse. What the fuck is going on with that thing?
At least when people are listening to this podcast back, they can now look at the Stanley Cup themselves, because I'm going to talk about the Stanley Cup until I look at the Stanley Cup, and therefore so other people can take a look at the Stanley Cup. What the fuck is this? What the shit? Clearly they've had a lot more winners than they were planning on actually having for this trophy.
Yes.
They were clearly only planning for 6 people, and then they were just going to do a different trophy.
Yeah.
What the shit? How long is it going to be before they need to put another layer on this?
I don't know. It's like the world's shiniest wedding cake.
They must have thought at some point, you know what? Let's not bother having a trophy where we add every fucking winner to it whenever they do. Let's just give them a trophy for a season, rather than just. At some point, I give it 10 years. This cup's going to be bigger than most people.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to give it to people anymore. Why would you do this?
I do not know.
It's like, just take the NFL's fucking plan. Just steal the Vince Lombardi trophy.
Yep.
Just put an ice hockey puck in some silver.
Tiniest trophy ever.
That's literally all you need. Just give someone an ice hockey puck and a stick on top of a stick, dipped in silver. There's your trophy.
There's the dog.
There we go.
Fuck's sake, every time. Yeah, I'm talking about you, dumbass. Don't wag your tail at me.
She's part of the podcast, bro.
She is. I just leave her in now.
She doesn't even need to do it. She probably doesn't even need to shake. She just does it just to be involved.
I think that's what it is. I think she realises what I'm doing and goes, aha, it's my time to make a noise.
My time to shine.
Yeah. Dumbass animal.
So, about, a week and a half ago?
Yep.
Technically nearly 2 weeks. We went to Resd, as we stated, and it was something.
But it was a game thing.
It was a gaming convention full of some pretty interesting and cool indie IPs and a hell of a lot of hipsters.
There were a lot of big fucking beards and man buns there, man.
There were a
There,
lot of hand buns. There were a lot of neck beards. There was at least one dude wearing a full three-piece suit
yes,
with a cane.
yes. I do not understand. The entire. Well, it wasn't even that big, was it? Tobacco Dock is not a big place.
No, it's not. It's a big fucking greenhouse, is what it is.
It was fucking hot in there.
I feel really sorry for that woman at the theme hospital replacement stand.
Yeah.
As soon as she said that she was cold yesterday, so she put a second layer on. It's like, damn.
Bless her, she's standing under the glass roof where the sun was going to be beating on her all day. Bless her. It was a laugh, though. It was, a couple of hours titting around in London, playing some games. I pre-ordered a video game based on our time down there, so I'm not going to complain that much.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun, but I think it benefited from the fact that we were down there together doing stuff.
It would have been proper boring going down on your own.
I'll tell you what, if I was there on my own, I probably would have only played like 2 games.
Yeah.
Because you convinced me to play a couple of others.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was your favourite, would you say?
Quantum Shift. Quantum.
Quantum Shift.
I can't remember. I think it's actually called Shift Quantum. I pre-ordered it the other day because it's finally gone up for pre-order on the PlayStation Store. £18 fucking pound.
What?
I sat there and I went, I'm not entirely sure. It looks really fun and I did enjoy it. Did I enjoy it 18 quid's worth? And I kind of went, yeah, fuck it. I'll give them a go. Mainly because it's just my kind of bag. It's just like this black and white neo-noir Blade Runner / Deus Ex looking puzzle thing that is completely bonkers, and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, probably that and Hunt Down.
Yeah, Hunt Down.
Hunt Down was a laugh.
What was the Worms style gun jumpers?
Oh, that was awesome.
Jump gunners.
Yeah. Which is just
that was fun.
Just 1v1 in a just deathmatch.
Yep.
On a 2D platformer.
That was fucking hilarious. But I think if I was to go for a game that I would definitely really want to buy, Bomber Crew. Really enjoyed playing that. It was fucking hard.
Yeah, I could see your face getting quite frustrated with it. As I was fucking around with the people trying to sell me the game.
You were just fucking about. I was there. They probably should have been trying to convince me to buy the game.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was bastard hard.
Yeah.
So frustrating. It was so difficult because I don't understand why the game kept sending me back on myself every time. I'd go to the location of where I was supposed to go, and then it would send me back for a bit, and then I'd go somewhere else, and then it would turn me back around to the same place again. Like, for some reason, it just kept doing that, and then I worked out that I needed to change where one of my guys was standing and move them somewhere else, and then it would let me continue on. But it didn't tell me that's what I needed to do. I just sort of noticed that there was a dude not sitting in his chair.
I did enjoy watching guys on fire in a bomber plane.
Yeah, it was really infuriating because you can't put that fire out.
No, I noticed.
There was no fire extinguisher or anything. The only way you could put the fire out was by running the repair on the plane. Yeah. But the repair on the plane was on fire.
So it's kind of what is it? It's like a crew. What do they call it? A crew sim?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
I think it's a crew sim.
I don't know. It's a bit like Fast and Light, FTL. It's a similar thing to that. Those kind of things I can't play them. They infuriate me so much, and I get really flustered and just throw things like a child.
Oh yeah, because you've got guys that are literally just sitting there doing their job, and you think, oh yeah, that's fine. I can leave that guy and work on some other stuff. And then you look back, and he's suddenly just not. He's just like fallen asleep, or he's like on fire.
He's on fire. That's it.
He's just on fire, just sitting there on fire because he won't move unless you tell him to.
No.
But it's like proper lemming style. Like there's this dude just sitting there on fire, slowly dying because he won't get out of the fire.
Absolutely no sense of looking after himself. Good man.
It's like me.
Yeah. That's all he needs is an antihistamine or two, mate. He'll be fine.
Yep. So yeah, Bomber Crew was fucking bastard hard, but shitloads of fun.
Yeah, I would definitely, I think, recommend Shift Quantum Shift. I'm gonna have to look it up so I say the right thing. I'm pretty sure.
Quantum Leap Shifter.
Shift Quantum. Welcome to Shift Quantum, Axon Vertigo's brand new game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it on Switch?
It currently says find it on Steam and pre-order on PlayStation. Connect to Shift Quantum this spring on Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
Boom, getting it on Switch.
Yeah.
It does look perfect Switch game.
It does look like a perfect Switch game because it's mini levels, isn't it? It's you can be in a level for 5 minutes and then switch it off. I will probably pick it up on Switch. I've paid for it on PlayStation now, so I don't have a choice. Now I have it when it comes out in the next month. But I will probably pick it up on Switch as well because it does look like a lot of fun. It was really good.
Yeah. So there's that. EGX was fun. What we've been playing?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, you don't need to talk about EGX that much.
Yeah,
There's a lot of stuff there. We played some stuff. Yeah.
There was a lot of people there. Actually, no, I will say one more thing about Rest. Wasn't the PlayStation section really disappointing?
Well, the PlayStation section was bizarre. It was like 2 rows of PlayStations with indie games on, and then 2 rows of PlayStations for no other reason than to show off PlayStation Now. So I could literally walk, or we could, when we watched other people doing it, you could walk in there, grab a PlayStation, and just select any old game you like. Remembering that this isn't in an 18 plus section, you could sit there and play The Last of Us if you felt the need, and let everybody sit and watch your kid die in your arms. Woohoo. Yeah, I don't... A couple of years ago, and it was the first time I really wanted to go to Res and I couldn't. PlayStation VR, the first time you could play it in this country was at EGX Res, and I really wanted to go. And that same year, they had a load of other big games there as well. And I think the year before was when Borderlands 2... No, 2 years before that, I think it was Borderlands 2. And that was like first place you could ever play it was EGX Res. But it has gone back to its indie roots, and that's fine. Completely fine. It's pretty much what I wanted to go down for. But what's the fucking point in having a big Xbox and a big PlayStation section when they have nothing to show off? You walked into the Xbox section and there was just a bunch of games that we had already seen and played elsewhere. I didn't see the point at all.
No, but counter to that, the Xbox section actually was rammed, and like
Oh yeah, there were loads of people there.
loads of people. There was quite a lot of games, and there was Hunt Down, which we played at me and Lee played at EGX.
See, I specifically went and hunted that out because I kept missing the opportunity to play it at EGX, and I wanted to have a go.
And it's fun.
It's great.
And that's also where we played that Jump Gunners.
Was that the Xbox
Yep.
section? Oh, right,
Yes, it was, because we were playing it next to the woman giving out hats, and then she didn't give us any hats.
Oh yeah, I was desperate for an Xbox hat.
It's like idea Xbox hats, and she said, in order to get a hat, you need to play a game. So we played a game right in front of her, and she just didn't give us a hat.
I know. If you're listening, Xbox lady, we want our hats.
Yeah,
We're coming to Birmingham in September. We're coming for our hats.
yeah, we're Team Fortress players, apparently.
But yeah, I don't think... I can't imagine anybody spending 3 days at that event, because the event's on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And there were people, even when we were there, turning up for day 2 with weekend passes on. I cannot imagine finding anything to do on day 2.
I couldn't find anything to do after hour 3.
Well, this was it. When we got to hour 3, had a cup of coffee and went, might as well go home. Home in time for tea. I was quite impressed.
Yeah, your wife was quite surprised when we got back, and she was like, "That was a short day." It's like, well, we literally walked around Tobacco Dock twice.
Yeah.
We even managed to find a section we didn't find the first time round walking around, and there wasn't anything in there.
Yeah. Came back. I was a hero, mate. I came back with merch for the kid. Because while you were playing Bomber Crew, I was sweet talking toys out of the Bomber Crew guys.
So, oh yeah, I've got a little one. Oh yeah, here, have a free parrot.
Well, I was like, can I have one? I wanted, but they had a pigeon, a Bomber Crew branded pigeon. Yeah, man. I was like, I want one. So I dicked around for a bit and I got one. I was like, thank you very much. My daughter will love it. And they're like, oh, you got a daughter? Here, have one of these. They gave me one of these bomb things. I don't even know what the fuck it's supposed to be, but it's a bomb thing. So yeah, I came home with teddies for the kid. She was well happy.
Yeah, that's all that matters, really.
Well, yeah. I didn't come home with anything for her from EGX last year. So yeah, made up for it this time round.
So we're going for EGX Birmingham. You've got not a lot to improve on.
No. In fairness, maybe it just makes me sound like one of these dickhead console peasant arseholes, but EGX Birmingham is much more my scene. You know.
Yeah, it's...
Indies tend to come across my path if there's stuff like Shift Quantum, because they look kind of cool, and I will investigate because I saw a cool screenshot. I don't think I got anything out of Res that I wouldn't have gotten just from reading the occasional Eurogamer article. You know, and that's not to say that other people won't. I just Res, certainly not a 3-dayer. 1 day at the most, and certainly not worth taking time off work for. I'm glad we went down on a Saturday.
Well, it's like when I was flicking through the manual, of the list of all of the games that were there, and I found a random one that was like Yorkshire Gubbins, and I was like, yeah, that sounds really cool. So we went and found it, and it was just some weird text adventure game.
Yeah, and that was in the proper hipster section as well, wasn't it?
I felt really out of place in there.
Yeah, you and me both.
There were people playing games that were made out of laser beams.
Yeah.
It was like this. I thought this was like a video gaming thing. Why? This is clearly just a dude playing on a projector beamed right in his face.
You
What's going on?
I never thought I'd miss the Call of Duty queue.
I
kind of did.
Like, so out of place.
Yeah, the thing is, right, we weren't the most out of place people there because there were cosplayers there.
Yeah.
There was a guy walking around dressed in a Assassin's Creed, just generic Assassin's Creed kit. There was a woman dressed as Aloy, which, I mean, you don't get much less indie than Assassin's Creed and Horizon Zero Dawn. It's not like EGX Birmingham where they had cosplay competitions. People were just going there dressed up like that because why not?
There was several Overwatch characters,
and there's always one cunt in a Pikachu onesie.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, mate. At Birmingham, I'm gonna start setting them on fire.
It was probably the same dude wearing the Pikachu onesie, but he wears the same one the whole weekend. Doesn't wash it.
Yeah. Oh, and
Probably
Fallout
sleeps in
dude.
it. Oh yeah, and the Fallout Vault boy who literally just walked. We saw as we were leaving, walking down the street with his Fallout guns over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Same dude at Birmingham that we saw last year, and that I saw at Birmingham the year before. Exactly the same dress, same outfit, same fucking guns.
Yeah.
Walking around.
That dude's getting beaten up if I see him at Birmingham as well. I'm just going to be this uber violent dude for like Thursday, Friday of EGX Birmingham. Just beating the fuck out of everybody that pisses me off.
But why does this dude keep going to EGX? I don't think I've ever seen him play anything. I just see him wandering around. Is he just doing it to get people to take pictures with him?
I think that's it.
Trying to become a full-time, I don't know, cosplayer? Full-time paid cosplayer, turning up at EGX games for conventions and probably Comic Cons and Collectomanias and all sorts of bullshit.
Yeah. My brother goes to Collectomania. I might have to ask him. I might find I must be able to Google a picture of him. And I say, if you see this dude, can you just let me know so you can beat him up for me, and then I'll beat him up again.
If you see this man, tell me. I will drive to wherever your Collectomania is.
Yeah.
I will run him over with my car.
But all these fucking cosplayers, it was a really hot day as well. They must have been dying in that garb. They must have really been boiling in some of that shirt.
Oh. Could be worse. There could have been one of the people dressed as a lobster running the London Marathon this weekend.
True. Yeah, but London Marathon kills people, man.
Yeah.
Like, literally,
Well,
someone died.
EGX will be killed this time.
Well, yeah, there's going to be lots of dead people at EGX this year, I think. Fucking hell.
Cosplay is bad for your health, people.
It really is. If you cosplay as the Vault Boy for the third year in a row, it's going to be really bad for your health. I might have to edit all of this out, otherwise it's going to be evidence. For premeditation.
If this dude does actually like choke on a peanut or something.
Yeah. People are going to be looking at the security cameras to see if I was anywhere near.
If this dude has any allergies, right, we're screwed.
Yeah. Even if it's just hay fever.
Yeah. Just blow pollen seeds into his face.
Beaten to death with an old flower.
Get one of those cattails that you find in the wetlands in America. It's just seeds fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Or shove a dandelion in his mouth.
Yep, that'd do.
Brooks, what have you been playing?
I don't know, mate. Where do you want me to start?
Start with God of War.
Okay. I've been playing God of War.
Yay.
Mate, it's fucking amazing.
Well,
like,
apparently that's what all the reviews are saying. It's like 10 out of 10. Pretty sure I saw an 11 out of 10 somewhere.
It is absolutely phenomenal. Have you played any of the other God of War games? I can't remember if we...
I've got God of War 1 because it's fucking amazing.
Yeah. So, God of War 1 was basically made... It was to run in competition, basically, with games like Devil May Cry. These massive hack-and-slash story-based games. Yeah. But the thing with God of War was it was basically a combat game that then had a story built around killing lots and lots and lots and lots of people. And it never really evolved. It got prettier and it got more gruesome as the years went on. But the story was always kind of... haphazard's not really the word, but it was never really that well fleshed out. So now we're a few years away from God of War 3. And we have an actual story.
Woo.
And it's not just... The thing with this is it's not just any old story. It's... I'm only maybe 8 or 10 hours in. The story hasn't really picked up yet. The guy has only... let's say I'm 8 hours in. The guy's only just had his name said out loud in the game. So no one's called him Kratos until this point. So it's kind of... There's a lot of build-up to revealing who he is to the people near him and the people around him. Because we're no longer in ancient Greece and we're no longer taking out the entire Greek pantheon. Now it's God of War in Norse mythology. So Vikings. And Vikings are awesome.
Yeah, they are.
Not the Vikings.
Oh.
But Vikings are...
I'll accept that the Vikings are awesome as well as the Vikings. And the TV show Vikings.
Yeah. But Vikings and their mythology, I personally find it really, really entertaining. I find it really interesting. I I don't know as much as some people, but I know a fair amount, and not just stuff I picked up from watching films. I've actually like read up on these myths, mythologies, stories, religions, whatever you want to call it. So you get a lot of names dropped that you actually recognize. So obviously you get Thor and Odin. Obviously they're big ones. Big Balder appears in it, and when you get to names like Balder, you go, okay, obviously they did, and you kind of knew they had. You go, okay, these people have done their research. They're not just doing any old name they can think of. They're not just doing the big names because they appeared in a Thor movie once. They're doing all of them, you know. Obviously, the Thor movie characters get a mention as well. Heimdall's been mentioned once at least, which made me then sad that Idris Elba didn't turn up.
Oh.
But for those that have played God of War, so the Blades of Chaos is 2 blades on chains, kind of extendable hack and slash weapons. They're gone, and they've been replaced with an enormous fucking battle axe, and this thing feels so badass. Like the first fight you have, it feels a bit clunky because you haven't learned any moves, you haven't got any power, you don't really know what you're doing. So the first couple of fights you have are a bit, oh, this is a bit shit. And then you start unlocking stuff. Then you start learning how to use it. And this thing goes from this massive clunky piece of shit that's basically like swinging a plank of wood or a park bench around. And it turns into this beautifully smooth weapon that just does... It feels like God of War, just with a fucking great axe. And, you know, you take this uber-violent game and then you add enormous fucking axe, and it is so much fun. But, like I said, the story is outstanding. Kratos is heading up a mountain with his son, Chilled Dad of War. He's heading up a mountain to spread his wife's ashes. So that's...
his giant wife.
Maybe not. She's just his wife. Normal sized wife, if the pyre you build at the beginning's got anything to go by.
Yeah. Isn't Atreus supposed to be half giant or something?
Don't know. I haven't got that far in the story.
Yeah.
He is obviously half god because he's Kratos' son.
Wouldn't that make him quarter god?
Well, yeah, okay. Well, no, because Kratos is all god. He's the god of war.
Isn't he half god because he's only got Godfather and human mother?
Yeah, but he's also just a god. He's the god of, or was the god of war. Doesn't really matter.
I'm confused.
That it's not that really important, the bloodline to which we get to Atreus, but Atreus obviously is his son, and they're going on this journey to spread his wife's ashes at the top of the highest mountain in wherever they are, Midgard, and meet lots of little baddies along the way, and big baddies, and
Giant furry dragons.
Giant furry dragons, and enormous fucking snakes, and just angry gods, and yeah. But I'll tell you what I've noticed. Even though this game is 18 rated, and it is pretty fucking violent, it so far hasn't hit the levels that God of War 3 did in terms of the
Blood.
level of violence. Like, 15 minutes into God of War 3, the first big enemy you come across is, I think it's a Minotaur. And you knock this thing over, slit its guts open, and just intestines everywhere. And that's just, you have to do that to every one of those you find.
Awesome.
You know, I can never remember the guy's name, but you have to remove a guy's head so you can use it as a torch in God of War 3. And it's quite a famous scene. The cutscene of you ripping that dude's head off is nasty. Like, out and out nasty.
I remember God of War 1, where it's like the first thing you really come across is fucking Medusa, and you rip her head off, and then that's what you just use for ventriloquism acts for the rest of the game.
Absolutely.
And then you rip the heads off of a Hydra.
Yep. But so the thing we've got the God of War, God of 4, God of PS4, God of 4. The thing with God of War is like it is violent, and like every enemy you come across, once you learn the ability to do it, has like a stun move. So obviously you knock its energy all the way down and do a finisher on it. But even the finishers aren't that. The littler guys you kind of rip in half, but it's when I say it's not as violent, it's very quick and there's no blood everywhere. It's just it's comic book violence, which is really weird. It has kind of turned, and I won't say much more than that, but I am at a point now where I've had to do something that has meant just gallons and gallons of blood everywhere. And there is a thing that has happened to start that. I can't fucking talk about it because it's a massive spoiler. And probably at the end of the year when we do our best of the year, because this is definitely going to be on that list if it carries on like this, I will talk about it a bit more because 6 months reserved from the game coming out, I will be able to talk about some of it, I think. But we are at a point, or I am at a point where the violence has ramped up, but something has happened to do that, and that's kind of obviously it's deliberate and it's done that way for a reason. The music I want to mention briefly is absolutely amazing. The first time you do anything in the game, there's a little bit of music, and literally it's so good. The second I turned the game off for the night, I went and bought and downloaded the soundtrack for it. It's nice. It's amazing. It's probably my favourite game soundtrack since Human Revolution. It's not the same as Human Revolution. Doesn't sound anything like it. It sounds like God of War, but it is really fucking good. Yeah, I reckon story-wise, I reckon I'm about a third of the way through. I reckon I'll still be playing it when we record our next episode, and I won't have much else to talk about. But nice. I don't care. This is the thing. It's one of those games that I want to be playing it every second. It's hard to turn it off once you start playing. And like I was playing it right up until 3 minutes before we got on Skype today because I didn't want to turn it off. It's really, really good. I would genuinely say it's a game worth buying a PlayStation 4 for. It's definitely a game worth spending the extra on a Pro for, because fuck me, is it gorgeous. Like I've shared a couple of screenshots from it on Twitter. They don't do it justice. It is so amazing. I haven't done any footage of it, so you probably wouldn't have seen it, but when you play the Frozen Wilds for Horizon, yeah, you kind of end up in this whole snow area, and makes sense. It looks lovely, and you see all these lovely snow physics, and I was in awe when I saw that. Not anymore, mate, because because I've been fighting up a mountain, which is it's like shin deep in snow, and the way the snow reacts to you fighting in it is just amazing. It's the kind of detail I wouldn't usually pick up, but it looks so good that you can't not stare at it. It's just brilliant. Everything about this game, it's tough to say perfect. I don't think it's perfect. There's got to be issues. It does feel a lot like Darksiders 2. By that, what I mean is I keep finding myself in areas that I'm clearly not supposed to be in yet, because there is no way I'm leveled up high enough to start killing things in these areas. So I have to fuck off very quickly.
Simon said a similar thing because we were sort of casually chatting about it.
Yeah.
That he was playing it and he was finding himself disappearing off in places randomly for no reason.
Well, you basically have like a hub world, which is basically you're in a river and you can row a boat all the way around and you can find little areas you can go off and explore. And then obviously, like all the games like this, and again, like Darksiders, you get an extra weapon or an extra power at the end of an area, and now everywhere you've previously been, you can go back to and find new shit,
Yeah.
which is great. I accidentally walked into a place with a much, much higher level Valkyrie, and it said, literally the thing that came up on the screen just said, prove your worth, defeat a Valkyrie, and this thing fucking annihilated me over and over and over again.
Normally on things like that, they put like a skull or similar thing next to the health bar, and it's saying, "Yeah, you are severely
Oh yeah,
underpowered for this. You're fucked, mate."
there are warnings for it. You know, the health bars are kind of leveled like rare and ultimate and stuff like that, and it does show. But the fact is, I accidentally walked into. Well, I didn't accidentally. I purposely walked into it, but I accidentally
You
found
purposely
myself.
walked into an area where you shouldn't be.
Yeah, but I accidentally found myself up against an enemy that I shouldn't be anywhere near yet, because I've got no fucking chance of beating it, because I went through a door with a power that I'd only just got, so I assumed that I'd be able to walk through there, and I could, but I couldn't get any further than that. So
You could walk in, but you weren't walking out.
So after about 3 attempts, I went, okay, no. So restore to checkpoint. I'm just going out the door. I'm not even going to fucking touch that thing. So what I mean, because I've said a few times when I've talked about my experience with Darksiders 2, the thing that really put me off of that was I kept finding myself in dungeons that I wasn't leveled up high enough for, and getting my ass handed to me, and it just wasn't enjoyable anymore. So I have to kind of force myself to play the story, and I will hope that in post-game I can come back and do these other things.
Yeah, you're hoping that there's going to be you finish the story, you can keep playing,
Yeah.
rather than you finish the story and oh look, Kratos is dead or something, and then you get you can't play anymore because it's now God of War Part 5 Atreus edition.
Exactly. So
Atreus of War.
Yeah. So I'm forcing myself to play through the story and avoiding areas like that, so I don't get really annoyed and burn out and just never go back to it, because it does feel like the kind of game that I'm really going to enjoy playing. And like I say, the story has got me. I really want to see how that plays out. I'm enjoying all the Norse mythology. Obviously, it will probably be better if you're a fan or have at least played the other games, because there's mentions in it about his past. But I can't imagine it being an issue if you haven't played it. And there's a million the story so far videos on YouTube if you really want to catch up before you play. But yeah, genuinely, if there's a game that you buy a PlayStation 4 for, it would be this. It's fucking outstanding.
So what are you saying? Should I spend £250 on a PS4? £350 on a PS4 Pro
I think everybody should.
to play God of War?
Well, no, there are plenty of other games to play.
Oh,
And if you're going to play God of War, you also have to play Horizon, and you also have to play Infamous Second Son, and you also have to replay The Last of Us in remastered edition. I haven't played it yet, but obviously Uncharted 4 and The Lost Legacy only available on PlayStation. PlayStation is the place for the big exclusive games, and I can't argue that. As much as I play the Xbox the most, I can't argue the quality of exclusives on the PlayStation. Got Detroit Become Human coming out next month. I don't think that's going to be a system seller, but if you've got the machine, definitely play it. Why the fuck not?
Spider-Man as well, I guess, coming out.
Spider-Man in September. That's going to be a system seller, I think, for a lot of people. I genuinely think God of War is a good jumping point for anybody.
$380 for God of War console.
Yeah.
Or $330 for the FIFA 18 console.
Which is just a normal console with the FIFA 18 code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which probably a better deal, because the whole, I wouldn't need to buy God of War.
No. You rent it or borrow my copy.
Yeah, exactly.
I genuinely, I think this is a game worth buying the machine for. But I also don't advocate people putting themselves into a world of debt to buy a fucking games console. So,
And looking at it, I don't have anywhere to put it.
well, this is also the problem. I'm lucky I've got a decent unit that has a slot for everything. Even then, my fucking Switch sits on top of the unit because it can't really go into a cupboard.
That's really starting to annoy my system. My Switch is currently sitting in its dock in front of the TV, low enough that you can see the TV, but it's half covering, because it was the only place I could fit it, the receiver for the remote control.
Nice.
So you have to point the controller at slight angles. She has to lean slightly in order to change the channel. If I've got the Switch in the dock, if it's the dock on its own, it's fine. But if the
Yeah.
Switch is charging, then she gets quite annoyed.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you're gonna if you're happy to have just one console, that's fine. And I don't think I would. I think I would be insanely jealous of anybody playing God of War when I can't.
Yeah.
You know, now I've played it.
Well, I think I will probably go for a Pro later on in the year. I think I will hold out on buying a PlayStation again until maybe The Last of Us 2 starts to become a thing.
Well, there's been a bizarre rumor going around that that's going to be a PS5 launch title.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I don't see it actually being true.
No. If they release fucking PS5 and Xbox come around with, oh yeah, you know how we've just released Xbox One X? Well, good news, everyone. We've got 8K gaming coming in fucking Xbox 2.
Yeah, I do genuinely. I think if we come out of E3 this year and people have announced, even officially announced development of new consoles, I think I will get arsey about it, because I've spent so much money on consoles and equipment to make those consoles look great. You know,
See, they can't even. We can't be. Everyone's trying to rumor about fucking next gen, but we can't be this late into the generation because.
but we've had these half-step consoles now. We've got the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X. That's got to lengthen the generation out a couple more years.
What's the time frame between One and X? 4 years.
Yeah.
So there's another 4 years left on this generation. The tech's just not there on the other end.
No.
It's like the tech for the TVs are not quite cheap enough yet for people to move over to 4K.
No.
Or HDR.
A 4K HDR TV, for the most part now, is still an investment.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sorry, mate, but I've only just got a 4K TV and spent a fair amount of money on one. I'm not buying an 8K TV, not anytime in the next decade.
I've got one 4K TV. I'm not probably going to buy a second one anytime soon, at least until I move house.
Yeah.
But until TV stations, so your Sky, your BT, and your Virgin Media, they bust out their 4K channels properly.
Yeah.
Instead of the Sky Q at the moment, where you get 4K sport, and it's usually only fucking Premier League football. And
imagine how desperate I am to
Formula 1.
spend 400 quid putting that into my house.
It's just not going to happen. You can get 4K YouTube videos.
Yep.
And I think the Champions League final will be available, I think, in 4K for free again, because it'll be the third year in a row they'd have done it.
Yeah.
So the Champions League final for the last 2 years has been available for free for everyone, because UEFA are nice.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking they might do it again, because last year it was free on YouTube and in 4K on YouTube. So I'll probably consider watching it in 4K on YouTube, because it's free. But BBC recently did a HDR test at the weekend on the iPlayer. So
How did that go?
if you had the iPlayer beta app on your TV, you could watch one of the rugby games this weekend on iPlayer in 4K, or rather in HDR. Apparently it was really good, and they didn't advertise it to anyone.
Okay.
They just sort of made it happen.
I suppose that's the way to do it, otherwise they get flooded.
Yeah, it's a good way to test. They probably only had like 2 people testing it.
Yeah.
Because like, how many people watch iPlayer to watch rugby live? Maybe 16 people.
Yeah.
How many of the people who watch rugby can afford 4K TVs?
Yeah.
Maybe one.
Yeah, they are. They're still a bit pricey. I'd like another one upstairs, but I just can't I can't justify that kind of money for a TV that I'm going to watch 30 Rock on.
No. Or Friends box sets.
Exactly. Anyways, mate, go on. What have you been playing?
So I've played on my Switch because that's how I like it. Uh, I played Football Manager 18 Touch. I think it's the only way to. I think it's pretty sure it's the Touch version. Well, no, it is the Touch version just on Switch because it's the and the tablet version basically.
Okay.
So I think it's actually named as Football Manager Touch 18.
As long as they're 18, you can
Yeah,
touch them all you like.
exactly. Last year's one of Touch 17 was a real problem.
I don't know, man. Touch 12's probably an issue.
Luckily, Football Manager Touch only started existing from 16 onwards, I think.
So your
Still a bit of a
definition of
problem.
lucky and mine are a bit different there, mate.
Well, in this country, it's not so bad.
Well, yeah, true. I'm not getting into
A-
this conversation.
Anyway, if you're a police officer and you're listening, we're sorry. We didn't mean it. Uh, yeah, Touch 18, F Football Manager. It's obviously a cut down Touch version compared to the full version, so you don't get the major things like you can't talk to players individually and you can't do team talks in the matches. But the overall gameplay is not slow, so it doesn't. Again, because it's the touch and the fact that the Switch is a pretty powerful machine for a tablet,
Yeah.
it works quite well. And yeah, I'm enjoying playing it. It's just another football manager title. You pick your leagues. 3 countries, I think, is the maximum on the touch version because it's like the old classic version. So you only get 3 leagues instead of as many as you want.
Okay.
Or 3 nations rather, not leagues. So I've gone with France, Spain, and England, and I'm managing Toulouse because I like not winning.
Yeah.
My it's Football Manager. There's not really much to explain about it. It's just realistic management. It's the most realistic management game you can get. You don't get stupid. Oh yeah, we've got a random takeover. You now got millions of pounds and you've come 15th in the league one season, but you can now win it next year. We believe in you.
Yeah.
Here's investment of 20 pence. It's not like that's what you get on FIFA.
Yeah.
Whereas in Football Manager, you finished 15th last year. We want you to try and do a bit better. Can you aim for like 13th? And you get realistic budgets, and trying to sign players is difficult. Instead of just looking at it going, oh, I don't have enough money. I know, I'll just transfer some of my wage budget into my transfer budget, and instantly I've got like 15 billion extra pounds. For you have to try and you can go looking to buy a star player if you really want to go for a player out of nowhere, but then you need to try and think of budget players to match the other positions we need to improve, and
Yeah.
it works. There's good scouting and because it's a massive database, there's a lot of other people around the world
Yeah.
and loads of other places where you can go looking for stats of players and go, you know what, this player, he's 18 right now, I can sign him for like 100 grand, but he'll end up being really good in about 4 or 5 seasons time.
Okay.
So it's a long game to play.
Yeah.
I'm only about 14 matches in, and I'm currently 19th. I've only won twice.
And how long's it taking you to get to that point?
About 3 days.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Fair
I'm
enough.
really, really fucking struggling. I got out of the transfer window, and my team is starting to gel a bit better, and they're starting to realize the tactics.
Yeah.
So, but the reason I've lost the last couple of games that I have is because I've been playing against the teams at the fucking top of the league.
Yeah.
I think I've only played like the games that I've won have been the teams around me. So the team below me and the team just above me, I beat. Everyone else, I fucking lost to.
Fair enough. Is it kind of is it just like, I don't know much about Football Manager. Is it just kind of you can just touch your way through while you're watching TV or watching
Oh
films
yeah,
and shit like that? Yeah.
I've been like having Marvel and DC TV shows just on in the background and just been like half paying attention while the match is on. You can watch it. You can do instant results. You don't need to watch the games.
Yeah.
So you just you set your line up as you want. You know, you don't even need to pick the lineup yourself. You can have your assistant manager do it.
Okay.
And
It's the kind of game I obviously I won't play Football Manager, but I do like games like that you can get into while you're doing other things.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it requires minimal effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, occasionally you get random people on the internet who, when they get to the final of the FA Cup or something, then they will dress up in a suit
Oh,
for
for
some
fuck's sake.
stupid reason. They think it adds to the immersion of the game.
Another
I mean
for the
it.
list of people for me to slap at EGX in
Yeah.
September.
Oh yeah, things like that. But I've enjoyed playing it. It's a great game to have on in the background. It's not the action game that you would really come to expect on Switch. You know, to play all day, every day.
Yeah.
But it's a good game to have on in the background. But because it's quite system heavy to run while it's running in the background,
Yeah.
it does eat the battery a little bit.
Fair enough. Yeah, I do. Obviously, again, I won't play it, but I've got like Portal Bridge Constructor, which is completely ridiculous and really fucking hard. But that's a proper like I just play while I'm watching, SEAL Team or John Oliver or whatever I happen to be watching that isn't too taxing on the brain. But I like games like that, and I think there's a place for them. And on the Switch, actually, it's a really good, it's a good bit of kit to. Because again, if you
Yeah.
get bored, you don't want to play Bayonetta or Mario or whatever. Again, you can just sit and tap your way through stuff.
Oh yeah, it's great if you're on if you're doing something that's long. So if you're on like a long haul flight or something,
Yeah.
you don't particularly want to be playing Bayonetta, where
No.
you'll get frustrated about not being able to move around.
Yep.
But a good tap on the screen touch game, you can use the Joy-Con to control a little mouse cursor, which is a little bit more responsive than tapping on the screen.
Okay.
But it's fun. It works. Did you ever play Madden franchise mode as
Yeah.
the owner of the club as opposed to the
Yeah.
GM or the player? Because the
Yeah.
owner version's a lot different because you don't actually take control of the team. You
No.
just do the signing and players and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, except a lot more in depth in the world of soccer.
Okay.
Well, I mean, they've used the Football Manager scouting network has actually been used in real world scenarios.
Yeah.
Some of the smaller clubs that can't afford to pay big time scouts money to travel around the world have been known to use the Football Manager database, which is fed by hundreds of thousands of scouts all around the world.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, the Football Manager database is fucking huge. So you've got random generic guy from Burkina Faso who is in the Football Manager database showing off his ability.
Yeah.
And they kind of go, okay, yeah, so he's probably got stats of about this level. It's loaded into the game, and then the Football Manager scouting database is seen by anyone who wants to go looking for it. If you watch the database over the course of like a season or a couple of seasons, yeah, you'll see a pretty in-depth rating of players, and you go, you know what? There's a dude out in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere, America,
Yeah.
who seems to be okay. Let's offer him a trial at
Yeah.
our rowdy club in the middle of like Blythe. Like Blythe Spartans, just a trial for some random dude from Missouri,
Yeah.
and he ends up being okay, and they, give him a job. Problem solved.
Yep.
So, Football Manager is saving the world of football single-handedly. I actually think there was a club that signed a player based entirely on his Football Manager stats.
Really?
Yeah,
That
I
I
I
mean, it
can't
doesn't say
remember.
an awful lot for the managers and coaches of these teams, if that's what they're relying on.
There's a meta joke inside the Football Manager games when a big vacancy goes up at one of the clubs because they've sacked Arsene Wenger mid-season rather than letting him leave at the end of the season. And it's usually it says something along the lines of once they've sifted through all of the Football Manager applications and they start looking for the real managers.
Yeah.
It's like a proper meta joke because you half expect that from when the manager application goes up on the careers page of a football club that people will apply for it and then just use Football Manager credentials saying I got Newport County to the Champions League final 2023.
God.
But people do. But people
Yeah.
see Football Manager as the most realistic football management sim in
Yeah.
that you can get, and they will do that. They will apply for a job thinking that they've got the best stats known to man, and they know exactly what players to buy and when,
Yeah.
who the best wonder kids are, and to sign them up when it's possible. When in reality, these teams won't be able to buy these wonder kids because the reason to why they're at these clubs is because the club knows that they're going to be a fucking great player one day, so they're not going to sell him.
Yeah.
You're not going to get an 18-year-old play at Juventus at random cunt club from third division Scotland
Yeah.
just because they think that they can afford to pay his wages and they'll give him first team football. Well, he's at Juventus. They're,
Yeah.
they're not going to sell you. They're not going to sell you the player for a small amount because he's going to grow up to be a fucking superstar. And B, he's not going to leave Turin for one of the best teams in the world and possibly getting paid a ridiculous amount of money to go play in the Outer Hebrides of Scotland, when you only get to play football twice a year because you're 6 feet under snow the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Anywho, let's talk Far Cry 5 a
Yeah.
little bit as we finished it. I mean, we spoke about it 2 weeks ago
Yeah. I tell
about
you what
how
I
much
love
we
about
enjoyed
Far Cry
playing.
5, and I'm kind of having this with God of War a little bit, with a guy at work as well. I love like those water cooler moments in Far Cry 5. Like every day for the last 2 weeks, I've gone into work and I can't wait to talk to you about something else I done in Far Cry 5. I haven't had that in a fucking game for ages.
Yeah, I know the kind of where you're just sort of casually walking around and you talk to one of the random strangers who says something along the lines of, "Be careful out there. There's rumors of cougars." And then as he's mid-sentence, a cougar pounces on him.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
It's such a, you know what? I fucking love Far Cry 5. And we talked about this like every day for the last 2 weeks. But there were days when I would play it and I could feel myself burning out on the fucking Ubisoft Extreme Map Simulator.
oh god, the map is just eye rape.
But, you know, 10 minutes into feeling like that, something happens and you're like, okay, I'm back in this. And the mechanic of forcing you into the story missions by making pretty much everything you do fill up a bar that will mean you don't have a choice but to meet the main characters
Yeah.
at set points, forcing you into the story, forcing you to progress. Personally, I think it's fucking genius. Because apart from right near the end, when I was kind of flying around in a helicopter trying to find things to do to piss off the last person I had to deal with. I didn't feel like I was being force-fed the story, even though it was coming at me at a pretty regular pace. Mate, Far Cry 5 is amazing. I really liked it.
Yeah, I mean, the ending's a bit cheap.
I really liked it. Without spoiling it, because obviously it is a long game, so there might be people that still haven't finished it yet. But with the option for the two endings, with the one I chose, you kind of you play through the end, and you do get like ultimate cheese from everybody involved. But the fact that it's left ambiguous and you don't know how that ending actually happened, I really kind of like. I was quite impressed, I have to admit.
Yeah. I mean, it was more of a when you do the boss battle at the end, that felt a little bit cheap.
Oh yeah, that was just an excuse to have a fucking 3 waves of enemies come at you.
Battle
But
Royale.
yep, exactly. Uh, yeah, because that bit did. I found that bit a bit crap and a bit annoying, especially towards the end when everybody was kind of huddled around in the same area, and as quick as I was reviving people, I was accidentally downing the people that I was reviving.
Oh yeah.
But I really liked the characters, like the main bad guys, all 4 of them. I enjoyed spending time with them, and I felt satisfied at the end of that final boss battle that I felt like I'd earned the monologue that I got afterwards.
Yeah. Uh, I'm trying to I'm trying to think why they chose the overall ending to why they did, because that was different to what I was expecting.
Yeah,
I wasn't really expecting exactly what happened, but then the fact that once you finish, the game then throws you back into the world, like you've not really finished everything. Here's the map. Have at it. Go have fun.
yeah. I mean, that's Ubisoft post game to a T, though, isn't it? They all do that. Assassin's Creed's been doing it for years. Have these fucking world-ending events. Oh, but don't worry, you can go back to just where you were. Don't worry about it. Actually, Horizon's the worst one, because Horizon, you finish the story, save the world, and then it drops you back to just before the final mission, and forever, if you haven't selected something else to do, it will be telling you to go and redo the final mission. That really kind of bugs me. But yeah, I don't mind being dropped in pre whatever happened at the end in all those
Yeah,
games, because that's the open world game layout. It,
yeah,
it doesn't bother me that much. I did feel some of my bigger issues with Far Cry 5 are things like I felt really overpowered by the end of it. Like there was no fucking stopping me by the time I got to the end of that game.
oh yeah, definitely. There's like you've got unbelievable power over everything in the world.
The fact that it's kind of
Uh,
set up in like 3 separate areas, and those areas are quite big. I mean, I probably spent 6 to 8 hours just doing the story in each section. So after 8 hours in section 1, I've leveled myself up really well.
yeah,
That the enemies and things you come up against in section 2, whichever section you decide to go to next, don't level up with you. So hot knife through butter with people in front of you for the most part. There are a couple of enemies that aren't like that, but for the most part, nothing gave me any issue at all during the second and third areas of that game.
yeah. There's a couple of extra enemies that you pick up towards the later end of the game, which are considerably tougher to kill because they've got helmets and
Yeah.
body armor and
Is it any bastard with an LMG and armor,
yeah.
just run
But
away.
but you can still kill them in 2 shots of your 50 cal
Yeah.
or with 2 arrows to the face
Yes. I
or
like
just set them
arrows
on
that are
fire.
on fire. Arrows that are on fire work very well.
Just setting anything on fire is an instant kill.
I have to admit, Far Cry has got a beautiful mechanic for their fire. I, they've done that, and they've had that since Far Cry 3, when they had you going around burning weed fields to Bob Marley's son, I can't remember his name, and Skrillex. It was just, it's a fantastic mechanic where the wind carries the flames. But it does mean that you spend a lot of your time setting yourself on fire.
Oh yeah, fire is an absolute bastard.
But yeah, I if it wasn't for God of War, so far Far Cry 5 would be my best game of the year.
Yeah, I'm still going to stand by God of War is going to be my best game of the year, and it's going to take a fair amount for it to for something to knock it off. Something might and probably will by the end of the year, but
Yeah, we got big games coming. We got Tomb Raider, another Tomb Raider in September, and so far the Tomb Raider games have been splendid.
if one of the Far Cry expansions comes out this year and is just even a little bit good,
Yeah,
it's gonna just it's gonna continue to wipe the floor with everything because I fucking adored this game. And at some point in the near future, me and you, when we've got a bit of spare time, we'll need to do a just to clear the forts and just blitz the fuck out of them.
yeah, man,
Just just
absolutely.
to, just to scout some forts out and then unleash local bears.
Yeah, just set bear, and that's I loved that. I had a pet bear and a pet dog,
Yep.
and more of this nonsense where I play video games while my child watches. I was forced to
Have a
every time
dog.
I played in front of her, would spend 10 minutes changing the guy's clothes, even though you couldn't see them. And then, yeah, when I showed her that I had a pet bear that I could stroke and a pet dog that I could stroke, she was amazed. It's her favourite game ever, and she's never going to play it.
Yeah. I'm trying to. There was one other moment where I was just standing around fishing casually, trying to do one of the side missions that involved catching a specific fish. And I was just standing there, and I had Cheeseburger with me, and Cheeseburger was just sort of standing around doing nothing as well. And then one of the random people just walked along, and goes, "Huh, oh, wow, that's a really well trained bear." It was like a really fake panic in his voice, and then suddenly just goes, "Oh, actually, that's just a trained bear."
Yeah. Oh, some of the dialogue was ridiculous. Some of it was brilliant. I love Herc. Herc returning from Far Cry 4, maybe one of my favourite characters ever. As he came in and just went, I'm going to go from point A to point B, but not necessarily in that order. What?
Yeah, Herc.
And Herc's
Oh,
mum is just filth.
yeah,
Like absolute filth.
yeah. That's just don't call me at nighttime because that's my special Hector yoga time.
Yeah, no one needs to hear mums talking like that.
Or yeah, Hector's sweet and all, but sometimes you need to get a little bit of rough and tumble.
So yeah, no, I mean, in short, I don't, because we talked about Far Cry 5 a lot the other week.
Yeah,
I
Far Cry
don't,
5 is definitely up there for game of the year for both of us. Maybe not so much for you with God of War coming around, unless God of War tanks a little bit towards the end, but probably won't, seeing as its ratings.
yeah.
The Far Cry 5's fucking lovable nonsense.
Well, it's a different kind of game, that's the thing. Comparing the two is a little bit daft. But,
It's apples and oranges.
what it is, Far Cry 5 is a dumbass game with fun characters where you run around and just annihilate shit with whatever gun or flamethrower you feel the need to. There is a side quest in Far Cry where you have to kill a bull while he's fucking a cow.
Yep.
This is not
Oh, and
comparable
another
to
one you
God of
set on
War.
fire.
Yeah.
You have to kill. You have to set one on fire and take its testicles.
Yep.
Kill one while it's having sex to oh shit, what was it?
I don't know.
Marvin Gaye?
Yeah.
I think it
Oh
was
yeah.
Marvin Gaye. And then you have to kill another one with a uh, Ravager,
Yeah.
a tractor with a fucking giant set of blades on the front.
See, the thing with that side quest was amazing. I think I told you this one, didn't I? I done the first two. I'd done the killable while it was mating, and then killable with the tractor, and then said killable with fire. And I was like, I've got no fire things with me at all. By this
I have
point,
no way to fire.
Nikita had come into the house, so she all sat on the floor with me, watching me play, and I was just running around looking for someone to kill so I could steal their flamethrower. And she like kind of cheered, and I was like, "Oh yes, finally!" Because she's like, "Yeah, well done, Daddy." And I picked up this flamethrower and went and set fire to a cow with it.
So yeah, well done, Daddy. You just stole a flamethrower.
She's like,
What are you
"Dad,
doing?
why are you doing
Why are
that?"
you attacking the cows?
Because I have to. I was like, it's part of the game. I've got to set fire to this cow. She's like, "Oh, okay." And then you go back to the guy that cooks the testes for the testy festy. You sit through a cutscene, and then when you get control back, I'm standing there with this flamethrower, looking at a pig, and Nikita's going, "No, don't do it." I'm not going to. It's just fucking there. Bless her.
Oh man, fire really fucking annoyed me. If you have any of your fucking characters with you and you've got fire, they will just stand in the fire and complain
Yep.
about it being too hot or something. Just, just get out of the fire. This isn't Bomber Crew. You're in control of your own actions.
Apparently not.
So, it's a good place to end.
I think so, yeah.
Got any recommendations for us apart from Far Cry 5?
I tell you what, actually, we briefly mentioned it, or I briefly mentioned it earlier. There is currently a demo on the PlayStation Store for Detroit Become Human, which is, I've played it. It's the bit from all the early marketing. It's the talking the guy down on the edge of the roof.
Okay.
So it's the bit that was at EGX last year that Jack really rated. It's all right, I suppose, but I don't have an awful lot of faith in Quantic Dream stuff anymore. I really tried hard to like Beyond Two Souls the other year.
Ellen Page Simulator.
Yep. And the gameplay was fun, and the weird little spooky ghosty thing was fun, but there was just something about it. I got halfway through, or maybe 2/3 of the way through, and I checked out completely. But the demo, depends on what you like. A lot of people really like Quantic Dream stuff, and I think David Cage is a massive fucking tool bag, but got to try his games out.
Yeah.
Try the demo out. I will possibly be renting Detroit Become Human when I've run out of all the other games I've got to play.
If I get a PS4 Pro, I will rent Detroit. I probably won't finish it. Whether or not I get further than I did in Heavy Rain and Ellen Page, but it's not likely considering
Ellen Page Simulator is actually on PS Plus this month. So from Tuesday, we'll be able to download it for free on PS4.
I can't. I don't have PS Plus.
Yeah, okay.
I stopped paying for it when they put the price up.
Yeah. See, I might... Well, I will add it to my library because it's free. Why the fuck wouldn't I? Whether I go back to play it, probably not.
No, probably not.
You never know. But yeah, my recommendation is the Detroit Become Human demo, currently available on PlayStation Store.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to recommend a game that I mentioned earlier being free on EA Access, which is NHL 18, which if you don't like sports games, you still like hockey, because hockey is fucking hilarious.
It's just wrestling on ice.
Yeah, but the commentators get really excited over stuff and you have no idea what's going on half the time.
Awesome.
It's like, it's the closest thing you get to actually having proper hockey. And after playing it for a little while, I found myself looking up the next home game for the local hockey team and seeing that tickets are only like £8, was going to consider buying one.
Oh yeah, the MK Lightning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're dirt cheap. and apparently they're really fun to go watch. I've got a couple of mates who go every now and then.
Well, the guy who lives upstairs in my block of flats is a MK Lightning player. At least I think there's one of them that is. I don't know if there's more than one guy up there because it sounds like there's multiple, but I don't know if there is.
Maybe he's just talking to himself.
Maybe. He sounds like he plays hockey up there sometimes because he fucking makes a racket at 2 in the morning occasionally.
You can't play hockey with a racket, mate. That's tennis.
Get the fuck out.
There you have that. It's yours to keep, my friend.
No, get the fuck out.
I feel like my night's been worth it now.
Fucking making a dad joke just once. That's one of the first dad jokes I've heard you make in a long time.
Hey, that's not a fucking dad joke. That shit's quality, man.
Get the fuck out. Just fuck off.
Well, if ever I found a way to end a podcast.
Yeah. We're not gonna go over anymore, that's it. We're done. We're not doing where you can find us or any of that bullshit. Brooker, fucking end it. Fuck off.
You're fucking hosting, you end it.
Fuck you. Everyone, bye.